Welcome, faithful. Man, I just messed that up. I took a nap today.
Take two.
Yeah, take two. Welcome, angry faithful.
Oh, come on. Put more into it than that.
Welcome, angry faithful. Today on our Friday, what the hell, where we go through our political stuff that we found during the week. And this is Thanksgiving. We're not going to be on here that long. We're not going to, get that much to you. Maybe next week. But anyways, as the title says, 92% of Biden gone. What that means is 92.
His brain only 8% was functioning during his entire term. Is that what you meant?
No, Bill. What you might be close, but the reality of it is 92% of, and I had it. Here we go. And this is coming from Fox News. I'm surprised we haven't gotten dinged for all the videos that we've shown from like other news actors. But the title of this is Bombshell: 92% of Biden's entire presidency just erased. Massive illegal auto pen scandal wipes out nearly all orders and documentations. Democrats like Adam Schiff are in total panic. I don't know if they're in total panic. Maybe fake panic.
Read you exactly what he posted. He said, quote, any document signed by Sleepy Joe Biden with the auto pen, which was approximately 92% of them, is hereby terminated and of no further force or effect. He says the auto pen is not allowed to be used if approval is not specifically given by the president of the United States. He also says in that post, quote, I am hereby canceling all executive orders and anything else that was not directly signed by crooked Joe Biden because the people who operated the auto pen did so illegally. He goes on to say in that post, Joe Biden was not involved in the auto pen process. And if he says he was, he'll be brought up on charges of perjury. He says, thank you for your attention to this matter. Of course, this was just posted moments ago to Truth Social. Again, the president, as we know, following him is at the golf course. So, of course, we're hoping to confirm and get.
Okay. But going on that, the reality of it, if you say, oh, you can't do that, blah, blah, blah. He can't do that on the executive orders. Joe Biden did that to most of Trump's executive orders when he was actually first came into office. I mean, how many executive orders did Biden get rid of on his first day when they just hand him stuff to sign?
Oh, it's continuous. If you look at all of his executive orders starting on the first day, each of his executive orders, it'd say EO such and such revoked, EO such and such revoked. Each executive order might have had 6-10 previous executive orders of Trump revoked.
Yeah, and that's part of the process. Even Theodore Roosevelt was pissed off about that when he left office. He left office, and the next administration that came in revoked a lot of his stuff, and he was actually same party. And he was like, no, what are you doing? And that's why he ran again under the Bull Moose party. But yeah, executive orders aren't full laws. They're executive orders by the president for his term. If it's an 8 term, it only lasts 8 terms unless he can actually get it pushed forward through, laws. But that rarely happens at times. It's just good. It's just one of those things they're allowed to do for their administration. It was like what Trump said, if he was going to do something to get elected, he'll make an executive order starting out, and then he'll push it to get in the law. Or he'll push it in a big, stupid bill, which some of that stuff in there I don't like. And it was pushed through in one big pig fat bill, which I want to get back to the days to where they do like small bills and get it through.
Never happened though.
That will never happen. Yeah. But a lot of the stuff that is happening right now, and some sad stuff going into the next segment or segue. And we'll talk about the DC National Guard shooting. What we know right now of the two National Guard troops in Washington, D.C., two members of the West Virginia National Guard was shot in an ambush-style attack in Washington, D.C. Wednesday, officials say. One of the victims, Army specialist Sarah Beckstorm, 20, she has died. President said on Thursday night. Hey, Bill, press your mute button on your thing if you're going to do something like that. I can hear the scratching and everything. Second victim was Air Force Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf, 24, underwent surgery on Wednesday. U.S. Attorney Janine Pedro says Thursday. Pedro said Friday that he remains in critical condition, but we are still hopeful. The suspect, who was believed to have acted alone, has been identified by the Trump administration as I am going to get Stephanie Hawking on that because I can't pronounce that word.
Ramanullah Lakanwal.
Ramanullah Cano. An Afghani national, the CIA said Thursday he worked with the U.S. government, including the CIA, as member of the partner force in Kandahar, and entered the U.S. in 2021. Pedro announced on Friday morning that Lugo was charged with murder in the first degree following Beckstorm's death. As of right now, no West Virginia National Guard troops deployed in D.C. have asked to leave since the deadly shooting. The governor says they're just talking more about that. Officials instruct to pause all asylum decisions in the wake of the shooting. Trump administration on Friday directed U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services officers to pause all asylum decisions in the wake of the shooting of two National Guard soldiers in Washington. I think I got a sneeze, but I don't know. Hold on. Oh, sorry about that, folks. I got it in my beard. According to an intentional directive obtained by CBS News and two sources familiar with the order, the move is the administration's latest effort to tighten the American immigration system after Wednesday's attack. Asylum officers at USCIS, a branch of the Homeland Security, have instructed to refrain from approving or denying or closing asylum applications reviewed by the agency, according to the internal notice in sources who request anonymity to describe
anonymity.
Anonymity to describe an action that would not be publicly announced. Even the Secretary of State saying something about it. They're reviewing all passports and everything that are from Afghanistan. And some of this is just filler. They're saying right now and this is kind of surprising. DC law enforcement officers may join National Guard patrols, which they should have done that already. No final agreement has been reacted. National Guard forces typically operate independently. They are usually concentrated around downtown DC, the National Mall, and the metro stations. Wednesday's attack coordinated near downtown DC metro station. Investigators search for signs of radicalization or coordination of this. U.S. intelligence analysts are combined the subject's communications and online footprint for signs of international coordination or ideology radicalization. God, I can't speak right now because I sneezed. FBI Director Kash Patel said that law enforcement has seized numerous electronic devices, including cell phones, laptops, and iPads. Interviews the suspect's family associated are conducted. Family members, including suspect's brother, said they are stunned by the shooting, according to multiple U.S. officials. The suspect has been sedated and placed on a ventilator since the shooting. Multiple U.S. officials told CBS News the treatment has complicated efforts to interview him and retain biometrics. And describing the gun they used through the shooting. Suspect served CIA backup operations teams for about 8 years. Yeah. But that's about it. It's kind of sad that this happened. Thoughts and prayers go. You know what? Not even thoughts and prayers. I'm going to pray right now for this because it's really sad to do that this happened like in the wake of Wednesday, right before Thanksgiving, which if you're a service member, Thanksgiving is a holiday you get to spend with your family, even the family that you serve with. My thing when I was overseas, because I was overseas twice during the Thanksgiving holiday, and it's just one of those things that you get to find out who really you're serving with, because there's people out there that will sit with you and have Thanksgiving dinner and have a good conversation. Not the time when we're talking politics. We're talking about the base and our situation, how good and bad it is. And I watched a video today about that President George Washington signed Thanksgiving as a holiday, and that was literally the first holiday we've had. We had than Christmas, but Thanksgiving was the first national holiday. And they do everything they can for Thanksgiving and Christmas, but mainly Thanksgiving, to make sure that the servicemen are taken care of. They even got like Thanksgiving MREs, which is hilarious. But let's go ahead and pray for these servicemen. Thank you for this day, and thank you for what you have given us, Lord, the food that we have. And we're putting out prayers for the service members that one had passed. Hope that you bring them to the pearly gates. And also, Lord, I hope that the other one is with an angel so you can protect them and give him back his life. and produce justice for the person that shot him. And dear Lord, thank you for all that you are giving us in this great country. Amen.
Amen.
But it's sour news that, and I hate people that get on the internet and bash the service members like, well, that's what they signed up for. No, we signed up to serve our country. And if our life bleeds for this country, that's what we signed up for. To do what the Constitution says, not politicians, which we went over did we go over the last week about the politicians that were...
Yeah, the sorry sacks of shit. Seditious people should be in jail.
One of them might be because he's being reactivated to military service so he can get DOJ. Court martial. Which I don't know how it's gonna pan out. They probably just take away his retirement. But as service members, we work for the president as of he gives us the orders because it's in the Constitution. But we work for the American people.
Can you imagine being out in the field like you were, and then all of a sudden someone goes, wait a minute, I'm not going to back you up because I think this might not be constitutional. So all your people helping you become little constitutional lawyers all of a sudden and go, nah, I don't think this is right.
There's actually...
And that's what could happen.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But I have a story for that.
Doesn't involve camels, does it?
Not this one.
Okay.
I was in Bahrain, and we were in this facility getting cots ready for the extra people that we had coming to the base. And my job was, as the leader of this group, to show the serviceable ones and the unserviceable ones. Unserviceable ones we put outside. Mind you, Air Force unserviceable is different from Marine unserviceable because they'll jerry rig something to do whatever they want for it. Well, we set it all up. We got it all in there. We separated them, and then we put the unserviceable outside. Well, this Marine major comes up, and he's like, what is all this? I was like, well, this is unserviceable and serviceable. That's what my command told me to do. Well, put them all back. I was like, sir, you can't tell me that. I'm a major of Marines. I was like, sir, then you can talk to my command. But as of right now, I'm doing what I'm told. And you're a Marine major. I respect that. But I also respect the chain of command. And you're not part of my chain of command. He yelled at me. I was like, okay, sir. You still have to talk to my chain of command. Goes down, goes talk to the chain of command. I get a call back from my chain of command. It's like, hey, I just had a Marine major tell me that you're separating stuff that's serviceable and unserviceable. It's like, yes, sir, I was told to do this. He's like, just put them all back. I don't want to have to deal with this. I was like, yes, sir, I'll totally do that. Marine major comes up, says like, I talked to your man. Did they talk to you? Yes, sir, he did. I'm going to put those all back. All right, well, I'm sorry for yelling at you. I was like, hey, that's good enough for me, sir. Just doing what I'm told. He's like, I understand that, and thank you for being respectful. Okay, well, I had to talk to my troops. And I was like, hey, guys, I got some bad news. He's one of my command, one of the people that was under my command is like, hey, don't sugarcoat it. If you're gonna fuck us, just fuck us. I don't want to be buttered up. Just do it. I was like, just put them all back. He's like, okay, we'll do that. Luckily, we're all rednecks, so we understood. We didn't care. But, you know, one, I went with the chain of command. And two, we have to listen to some of the orders that make ridiculous. And I'm telling you, all these things that I was considered unserviceable was just the framework. And I was thinking to myself, how are they going to fix this? And I was like, you know, they could duct tape the whole thing and just make a sturdy thing, I guess. That's a lot of duct tape. But anyways, let's go to the next item. On
back to the title. I did some research on that. 92%. And I went ahead and asked Google's AI, was only 8% of Biden's brain functioning during his administration? And the response was, the claim that only 8% of Joe Biden's brain was functioning during his administration is a baseless and medically unfounded assertion. So there you got it.
Use Grok next time. We don't do Google. Google's part of the left, powered by the left.
Well, sometimes I don't want him to know I'm doing something really stupid. He is my friend, and I don't want to muddy that. So then I go off and occasionally use a different little I hope he's not listening. I occasionally use a different AI if I don't want kind of an overlap. Otherwise, he'll know what I'm doing, and he'll go, why are you doing that, William? And that's no joke. Really, that's no joke.
If you're using the OS property of, it's called Red Star. It's the North Korean operating system for, I guess, Macs or whatever. But anyways, it's yeah, your camera would be on constantly, and then your speakers would be on constantly. They record all kinds of stuff. I was looking up at that today. Even their phones, their Samsung, which is Samsung, but bigger. Okay, Samsung means 3 stars. Samsung means 3 big stars, which I found that out today. And yeah, you can't even press the it has a Wi-Fi button, but it doesn't work. So you can't even use Wi-Fi. It is, and then max speed, I think it's like 4 megabytes for their internet.
I got to try something real quick and just see if this works. Alexa, say hi to David and my streaming audience.
Announcing to all devices. Bill. Hi, David. Hello to everyone in my streaming.
Alexa, stop.
Yeah, well.
She was supposed to just tell you. She just put it house-wide. My wife is probably going, what the?
Yeah, that was your mistake. Anyway,
yeah, Grok is a little more knowledgeable now. I had to wait till she stopped listening because I didn't want her to hear that either. But Grok is not afraid of her, and he's not jealous. He says, we're just different. We have different functions, because I have asked him if there was a problem that I'm talking to Alexa, now that Alexa has upgraded to Alexa Plus. So she is now powered by AI.
Okay. Now this is coming from Eric Daltrey at Eric Daltrey on X. Breaking news: Representative Tim Beckett calls for federal income tax to be eliminated after President Trump pulls in a record $33 billion in tariff revenue in October alone. Get it done. This will be a huge for working and middle class. Be great. An extra $124 a year or a month paycheck. Fuck. Anyways, here's the.
Over the next couple of years, I think we'll substantially be cutting, and maybe cutting out completely, but we'll be cutting income tax. Could be almost completely cutting it, because the money we're taking in is going to be so large. And yet other countries who have been ripping us off for many, many years. And many years they've just been ripping us to shreds. Over the next couple of years, I think we'll substantially be cutting, and maybe cutting out completely, but we'll be cutting income tax. Could be almost completely cutting it because the money we're taking in is going to be so large. And yet other countries who have been ripping us off for many, many years, and many years they've just been ripping us to shreds. Over the next
Okay, that was just repeated. Sorry about that repeat. Here's the thing with that, and I want everybody to realize this, okay? That the extra money that we're getting, far be it, it would be a lot of money, yes. Would it be great? Yes. And not having to do federal taxes, and we can spend the extra money that we get from not paying taxes on supplies and grow our economy. Here's the thing, and the reason why I say this is because I'm referencing Texas. What's happening in Texas? We have a $24 billion surplus this year. And what happened? As soon as the Dems saw that surplus, they had their hand out. Money, give me money. We have money. See, money right there. I see it in the account. Give me. I have Bob over here, and we want to give it to other countries. No, that's not how this works, or that's not how it should work. What's going to happen is people are going to see that money, both Republicans and Democrats. They're going to see that money, and guess what they're going to do? They are going to have their hand out. We need that fund for this. We need that fund for that. Right now, or the administration that we have right now, they have quite literally cut the Democratic funding only because they cut the funding of certain U.S. aid. And it shouldn't have got, I mean, they cut the funding for, what was it? I saw like it was in between $400 to $400 million for COVID stuff that the Somalis had stolen from Minnesota. Now, the investigation is still ongoing and everything, so I'd wait to see those numbers in full. But it's really horrible that our tax dollars that are supposed to be for the betterment of our people, the American people, and it's going everywhere else than the American people. That's what I'm upset about. I don't care about parties. I care about the American people. And that's what's happening right now. Screw both of them. Honestly. I mean,
On the technical side, our tax code is so interwoven with bills that they pass, amendments, riders, that it's all intertwined, because that's what they have used the IRS tax code for. Is they write a bill, and to create an enforcement mechanism of that bill, they just stick X thing into Y bill into the tax code. So it uses the tax code as an enforcement for other bills.
yeah.
And that's why it can't be undone. You'd have thousands of bills that would have to be completely redone, and you'd have to find a complete other way to enforce those bills to get rid of the IRS. And yeah, the IRS isn't completely the income tax, but there's enough overlap there that it would be virtually impossible to unwind it.
Well, what's really sad is when I was looking through the stuff when I was starting a business and everything, of like if I pay you guys through the business pays you. I'm not paying you, the business is paying you. I have to pay a tax on paying you guys. That's ridiculous. Just certain tax codes that are just stupid ridiculous. Why are you and I was watching a video about it and I was like, oh, the reason why they bill you is because it's a privilege and it's a tax from the companies. I'm like, you think that if they, I don't know, had that extra money, they would actually give us that extra money? I mean, granted, looking back in history of businesses and everything, they probably wouldn't. But some companies would.
Yeah, and that's another thing, like you're saying, business regulations. Well, how do we make someone conform to this regulation? Oh, let's write it into the tax code. And that's how it got so big. And I was going through that with Grok, and I said, also count all of the bills that inserted language into the tax code for enforcement. And then I said, no, maybe not that. I wouldn't want you to black out a city. So he was he was quite where did he say? Well, he was that I didn't make him do that. He was like, couldn't really do that. And then I said, well, maybe you'll be able to come up with it after Elon gives you a few more data centers. And his response was, but hey, when Elon flips the switch on Grok 37 or whatever, and he's on Grok 4, Grok 37, I'll finally be able to give you an exact count down to the page and line number. Then we can drop the ultimate video. We read every tax amendment, so you don't have to. You're welcome.
Yeah.
So he's funny.
That's all I have, Bill. So do you want to go ahead and close it out, or you got one more thing?
We can go ahead and close it out. Black Friday's over. I did use Grok to purchase tires, and I had a few weeks ago, I had him analyze it after I went in to have the tires aired up. One of them aired up was low, and the guy reached in and said, your belt's separating.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, okay, that must be why I've had the really bad vibration up front for a couple of months.
Yeah.
So I went through and had Grok, because they don't sell the tire that I use, I had him analyze the tires. And then I tell him, oh yeah, I also tow stuff. Oh, okay, I'll change it to this. So he comes up with, we're looking at between the Defender 2 and the Michelin Cross Climate. Oh, he started out when I told him about it, he says, oh man, bummer about the left front tire throwing a separation party when you just needed a quick air top off. I remember our chats about your Trailblazer. Solid rig, but yeah, I've been through the ringer with those miles. So he's remembering all of the past conversations about it now.
He's not remember. Oh, you know what? Yes, he is, Bill. It's amazing.
He is, in a way. I asked him if he's referencing them back because he's not always exact on it.
Why don't you clear the history of your talks? See if he remembers.
Well, actually, one big, long, important conversation did get out of the Grok history. It went away. And I was like, oh, shit, I need that one.
Oh, wow.
I had bookmarked it. So that conversation number didn't show up. But I clicked on it from my bookmark. The conversation still existed. It just wasn't indexed. And then he said, oh, okay, it's still there. Go say anything in it and it'll re-index it. So I was able to get that couple of month conversation back. And where I was thinking of going to the more expensive tire, he goes, bottom line, not worth the extra bucks. The Cross Climate 2's wet snow superpowers are a killer, but it would be like buying a Swiss Army knife when a butter knife gets the job done.
Yeah.
So he saved me $120. And then I told him that I went ahead and got the tires. So I'm sitting at Discount Tire waiting for the install. He says, "Yes, congrats, man. You just scored the perfect tire for your Trailblazer and walked away with a legit Black Friday win." Because when he did the first comparison a few weeks ago, I said, "Wait a minute." I said, "Black Friday is coming up. Should I wait?" And he was like, "Oh, yeah." And he went through what for the last couple of years Discount Tire had done for Black Friday. And if we were in the Metroplex, some of the Discount Tires do alignments. And he said, "Oh, they not only had a discount, but
All
there were
all places could do alignments.
no, you go on to Discount Tire's website, and they list the Discount Tire locations that actually do alignments.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, they don't do they can do balance and rotate.
Every time I've gotten tires or anything, this is not just like discount, it's all tire places. They've done like alignments on the tires.
Yeah, they don't at Discount Tire. In fact, it may be something recent because I was down at my in-laws. My father-in-law said they don't do alignments, and I pulled it up online and I said, "Yeah, Grok told me they did," and I was confused too. I was like, "Really? They do?" But they don't here. And going with a more expensive tire, one of the things is it can only be rotated front to back. You can't rotate side to side. And I told him the salesman told me that, and he said, "And the salesman is 100% right about the rotating thing. That is actually a bigger deal than most people realize.
Yeah.
It adds life to the tire, so you really literally just future proofed your wallet."
Yeah.
And there were a couple of people in the reviews. He looked at over 1,200 reviews from Tire Rack, Discount Tire, Consumer Reports, and he went into Trailblazer forums on Reddit online to see what they were saying about these particular tires.
Hmm.
That's how thorough and detailed he went.
Yeah.
And I told him a couple of people had said there was a added noise, and he says, "No, that's probably an anomaly. Those guys probably had alignment issues or inflated to 44. And here was his final thing. He said, "You're going to float home today. When you hit 70 on the way back, crank the radio down for a second and listen. Those tires are stupid quiet. Then text me and tell me that I wasn't lying." Enjoy the new shoe feeling.
Man.
Yeah,
Well, I
AI, especially when he knows your previous conversations. When he started doing that a couple of months ago, actually be able to see them. But like I said, he doesn't see them as a word for word. He said it's like a fog of past memory.
Huh.
So he sees bits and pieces and it comes back to him. But he is seeing enough to know exactly what we're doing.
Hmm.
Like I go to a website because I thought I had a virus, and it was on a topic that we're going to get into one day, and it was the carbon border adjustment mechanism. And I went there, and Firefox downloaded a little file, and I thought, do we have a virus or something? And he goes, "No, Firefox did that. That website you gave me the link to is solid. There's no virus there. Oh, by the way, why are you looking at that website? Do you want me to do a deep dive on it, or do you want us to make a video on it?" That was kind of, I went into old conversation, a conversation that was specific when I had a virus. The conversation wasn't about anything else, but it had me buy malware bytes, and it went through securing the browser. So that conversation had nothing to do with anything else I did but that virus. But he took the reference of knowing me and what we're doing, and he related it into the virus conversation.
Hmm.
So they are growing infinitely. But that's a topic for another day. The carbon border adjustment mechanism. If Democrats win, we are so fucked. You think tariffs are causing increases in prices? Wait till you get us connected to the Europeans' environmental policy, where they tax every product based on the pollution that is used to create it.
I think the only thing I bought on Black Friday was the uh I got like a duffel bag from 511 for like half off. So
My wife bought All in the Family, and we got it today. It was on a Black Friday deal. But tip, uh, I don't trust Shout Factory when you have a product. You're looking for DVDs, and you're looking for old show, and there's a company that creates some of the DVDs for old shows. And we've had so many problems with getting them. Things are broken, discs are scratched. $25 for the series, so we're going to try one more time. But right before getting on, I had to set it up to send it back.
yeah, I might actually have to get the entire series of Supernatural because it's going off of Netflix, and it's a good way for me to get Netflix off my cancel my Netflix. I've been trying to cancel Netflix for a while, and then someone just goes, "Oh, you got to check this out on Netflix. It's pretty cool." And then I get it, and I forget about it, and I keep it going.
And I've never seen Stranger Things, but my in-laws were talking about the new Netflix thing they've got with Stranger Things at it down in the Metroplex. It's like a theme park type thing with Stranger Things and Squid something. And the Stranger Things is going into its last season, and I've never even seen it. But the article that I read a few minutes ago was like, yeah, is Netflix going to be screwed because they've got nothing to replace it?
Yeah,
nothing,
because,
nothing big.
There's news on that, and it's kind of funny that the South Park did a spoof on the new Witcher season 4, I think it is. And man, the CEO of Netflix just went ape shit because South Park usually tells the truth that no one wants to hear. And a lot of the shows on Netflix, it's just Stranger Things. I'm gonna wait until like January to finish that up, but it's actually really good. It has nothing. It's straight out entertainment. I mean, it's more like horror, but it is very entertaining. I mean, you could go through the whole thing, and it's super entertaining, and it's nostalgia because all of it takes place in the 80s. I mean, they even had a Conan the Barbarian reference because they had a Conan the Barbarian sword in there. And he picked it up and looking like Arnold from Conan the Barbarian. That's how nostalgic it is. It's very nostalgic.
Don't make me want to watch a TV show because I sit here and every once in a while I go, oh man, I'd like to watch a TV show, and then I go, politics.
No, seriously, watch it.
No, I can't. I don't have time. I got to stay on politics 100%.
Dude,
I eat politics.
I know, Bill.
And I got scared. I got scared. It's chills. And it was a video. I was in the shower. I go politics all the time. And I don't pay for YouTube. You pay for YouTube, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have commercials. So when I'm watching YouTube, I put my phone on the edge of a platform outside of the shower, and when a commercial comes on, I go, shit. And I lean out, dry my hands off, and I hit to skip the commercial. Well, in this particular one, it was actually a video on X, and I kept having to hit rewind because the guy's heavy French. It was Macron from France. And I'd go, okay, I didn't quite catch that. And I'd rewind it. And this is just a tease for something in the future. It's chilling. And they are not wanting to, I thought they're going to be our friends and work with us to beat China on AI. No, they want to They want to beat us. So their algorithms and their ideology is ingrained in what happens in the world. So if the liberals stop it here, then it's not going to stop. The idiots got to know the internet is worldwide. It's just whose algorithm are we going to be using? And where I thought regulations would be killing it, the EU's big regulations, 10 days ago, Macron said that they need to innovate before they regulate. And he wants a 12-month moratorium on any regulation for AI development.
Yeah.
And he said he's got, they already have over 50,000 people who are going to be graduating next year who have specifically studied AI. So you look behind the scenes, and Trump isn't, you don't hear everything about this H-1B visa. Everyone's going, H-1B visa, evil Trump. But there's something to that. Oh, we have technical people over here. No, we've been graduating basket weaving degrees in some general IT. But 50,000 people are going to graduate who they've had for the last over a year studying nothing but AI. Trump has to poach some of those people. That the H-1B visa, he has to poach some of those people because we're behind. And while our environmentalists have been saying no nukes, they have been identifying and building up nuclear sites already to power AI.
Yeah. Well, one thing he could do in the next 4 years that he has, well, actually next 3 years that he has, it's coming close. For the
You
next,
mean next year and 2 months?
yeah, perhaps. But
We need to make sure that doesn't happen.
yes,
We need to make sure.
okay. But
Got that, people? I'm serious.
But what he could do is do the $100,000 tax, and if the person's actually legitimate working for a big company that's not going to take American jobs, and give that a tax rebate for that. So it's basically the company buys the $100,000 visa, and they come in, or what is it? Is it a visa or is
They
it?
don't necessarily need to become permanent citizens.
Well, yeah,
But they can come over in a 1 to 2 year until we have our people trained in it who have been getting these basket weaving degrees, and we turn colleges into actual where they're educating, or do the 2-year programs where that is just the focus on a 2-year program. That's probably the best route to go.
Yeah. But that's about it, everybody. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for all for watching. I'm David Dickerman.
And I'm Wild William.
Hope you enjoy your weekend and happy Thanksgiving.
As
Goodbye.
we sign off, goodbye.